All right, Up Top Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just back at it again. Welcome back,
Mm-hmm.
everyone. Thank you
Welcome
for
back.
taking the time again to tune in to Up Top Podcast. It's your boy Stemo.
And it's your boy Tsunami Tommy.
Yes, sir. All right, Tsunami. So, appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to that NFL segment that we talked about. So, now we're going to go ahead and get right into the next segment, and that's going to be the National Basketball Association Tsunami.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Already, the season has already begun.
Ah, man, I tell you.
Man, it's getting crazy, man. And we have so much to talk about, especially in the NBA today. I'm sure, we have to just go back and track from last season and see how, the Denver Nuggets did their thing. And now it's a new season now. And with new things going on in this season, it's like pretty impressive to watch, I must say. Um,
Yeah, no, it kind of is. They got these new things in here, like you said, featuring this new, first off, new grand idea called this in season tournament. You see what I'm saying? That they have now
that's,
decided that
yes.
it's now a part of the regular season and it's its own separate tournament at the same time. So, I'm wondering to see how that's going to fit out and how that's going to go tie into the whole season. About is it really going to count, or is it
Mhm.
just its own separate thing that each organization can have as bragging rights?
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. The NBA is always trying something new. Moving forward, they've always tried to, you know, make sure that fans and people all over the world can actually see what the NBA is all about. So this in-game season tournament, man, has really shown that this is taking the NBA basketball game to a new level, and having an in-game tournament to win a championship in the middle of the season says a lot.
True, it really does.
So, fast forwarding into, obviously you're going to look at the highlights here. The Los Angeles Lakers, they actually got to play the Indiana Pacers in the in-game season tournament. And that was very entertaining, I must say, to actually see two teams battle it out. They're both obviously trying to see what their teams are made of throughout the season. And man, I mean, I must say, especially for Lakers fans, they were very pleased to see how the Lakers actually handled this in-game season tournament for the first time. As you can
True.
see, Indiana Pacers, man, with their star player Tyrese Halliburton, boy, he is something else to watch. He's moving on up right now in his game.
Yeah, man. Like you said, they were the Indiana Pacers. I can try to tell people they were giving LA a run for their money. That's what people
Yeah.
don't understand. Even though they were, everybody kind of figured that LA was going to come out on top. Indiana
hmm
Pacers really was giving them a nice little run for their money in this game.
Oh yeah. So of course, you want to obviously see which team is actually the best, and with the in-game season tournament, it was really competitive. You could tell that the Lakers really wanted to let it be known that hey, they're the team that may have a chance of contending for a title going into the rest of the season. But at the end of the day, man, it was really cool to watch. These guys really compete harder than normal the regular season games that they play. So shout
True.
out to the Los Angeles Lakers, shout out to Laker Nations and all those who actually saw LeBron actually get that MVP tournament, and the Lakers actually uh, doing what they can. So yeah, we're gonna see how the rest of their season goes and the rest of how these other teams are gone because NBA is really moving on up right now.
Yes, sir. Trying new things.
Oh yeah. And yeah, moving on up, we're gonna go right into it, man. Man, another NBA legend that has really put in a lot of hard work, preparation. I mean, you name it. 20 years being in a franchise team. 20 years, Tsunami. Not a lot
Hmm.
of players could do
Man.
that. I think the
Oh
only
yeah.
player I think that actually has done that is Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, and also Dirk Nowitzki, who's played for a team for that long, who actually got drafted by them. And
True.
I must say this NBA legend that a lot of players probably don't actually understand. yeah, he may not have gotten a lot of minutes, but the impact he made, the culture he made, and I must say it was Heat culture. For those
Right.
that actually follow the Miami Heat, we actually want to
Hmm.
go ahead and just definitely give a shout out to also Udonis Haslam. He got
Right.
his jersey retired by the Miami Heat this year, and I mean, Tsunami, man, what a legend career that he had. Three
Oh,
championships. I
like you
mean,
said, at the end of the
sheesh,
day, you see what I'm saying? Like you
the
said, that
OG.
this like himself, you see what I'm saying? That's what we try to tell people. Like you said, he's like one of the main people that you can actually get inspired from. For where to say the amount of impact and the amount of work he has put in to the Miami Heat organization to lead them to where they are now. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's only right for him to have his jersey to be retired in their rafters.
What the legacy he created. As you can see in the highlights, the family, all his support system, between the coaches, the players, the former players. The Miami Heat obviously wanted to make sure to give a great send off, and that is one of the best things that they actually ever done. They made sure to set that example, especially in the past with Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway, Shaquille O'Neal, and now also the late, uh, you know, D Wade that actually just got his jersey retired, I believe, a year ago, and now you got another captain OG that has been with the franchise for so long, putting in all the hard work and dedication and the time to actually now see his jersey going up in the rafters. Man, that's a beautiful moment.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can definitely guarantee this is a wonderful, honorable moment. You see what I'm saying? That he has well deserved.
Yes.
That's what people got to understand. He's well deserved that. So that's why I respect the Heat organization for carrying it out to make sure that he can get his flowers, get this honorable decision that he has made, and he's still involved in Miami stuff and Miami Heat culture. So that's how you see what I'm saying. This
Oh
it's
yeah.
just it's almost no amount of words that we
Yeah.
can do to respect this wonderful individual.
Yeah, man, definitely. He will always be Heat culture. He's actually, I believe, a vice president for player personnel, and it's just a pleasure to see the growth that he actually has had on the game of basketball as well. So, shout out to Udonis Haslam, and then D Wade is actually also going to get recognized, I believe, next season. He
Right.
will be actually getting his own statue, and Pat Riley actually announced it because D Wade is now a Hall of Famer. So
True.
he actually is going to get recognized to get his own statue. Not a lot of players have the actually ability to say, "Yeah, I have a statue." Now, Michael Jordan did it.
Right.
Shaquille O'Neal did it. Kobe Bryant, I believe, is supposed to be getting one, or I think he already has one. But
I think he has one.
our own South Florida, D Wade, Miami Heat, man, who won actually our first NBA championship. So it's a moving on upstage right now, and here at Up Top Podcast, we
So
definitely
we do.
salute, of course, Dwayne Wade for him uh, being able to pioneer what the Heat has done for him, and then now he's seeing the fruits of his labor. So it's an exciting moment for Miami Heat
Oh yeah.
culture, and yeah, that is a moving on up tsunami.
Yes, sir. Can't say it better myself.
Oh yeah, I'm sure definitely Sean Spacely would be happy definitely to hear or see that moment
Oh
as
yeah.
well. He's a big D Wade
Oh
fan, so
yeah.
shout out to Sean Spacely
Definitely.
here
Shout
as
out to you.
well.
Shout out to you,
Okay,
boy.
yeah, man. So we're gonna keep moving on, man, and we're gonna go right into the next part of the NBA. Here is the trades that's been going on, and the trade
Hmm.
deadline is actually approaching on the 8th. So we
Hmm.
here at Up Top Podcast, we're gonna give you the latest news, reports, and updates because there's always going to be trade rumors. But so far, there has been trades already that has happened, and some of these
Right.
players are going to be on different teams.
True.
Yeah, what you think
You-
about these NBA trades that we're going to bring up here, and I'm just going to go ahead and share exactly these trade transactions just happened, and I'm just saying to myself like, wow, how is this possible? And I'm starting with one of the biggest trades that I saw was the Pacers actually making a trade with the Toronto Raptors for their all-star player and also who won a championship with the Raptors, Pascal Siakam. What you think about that trade, Sudan?
I'm now puzzled because last time I checked, after Kawhi Leonard won that championship with them, Pascal Siakam was you so saying was supposed to be their next man to rebuild around, and then they
Facts.
stayed with him for a while, and now all of a sudden, I guess they went into full rebuild mode because that was their last strong piece that they had to build around to formulate their team.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a shocker. I mean, Siakam obviously has been, a really good piece for the Raptors when they won their championship, and obviously after, like you said, Kawhi left and Kyle Lowry left, and all the other championship pieces had left. Siakam was really the only guy left, and
Right.
the NFL like they needed something to get them going. So, very interesting trade. They traded him away from some other players and draft considerations. So, as you can see here, now Siakam is an Indiana Pacer. But another one
Yep.
that we actually saw here was um, what the Miami Heat did. They traded obviously Kyle Lowry, who we just mentioned, for Terry Rozier and draft consideration. Tell me what you think about that one. Is that a moving on up for the Heat right now with Terry Rozier?
I mean, for me, I would give him the benefit of the doubt because to me, he was that type of person. You see what I'm saying? He was that type of person where he would actually be like, okay, he actually wanted to win. Like he said in the interview himself, he wanted to
Mm-hmm.
win. He didn't
Yes.
like the other team that he was at because the other team that he was at had a type of mindset where they didn't want it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Scary Terry, man. Now he's in South Beach. Like, now he's getting affiliated with the Heat, and seeing that, we want him to be an impact also on not only the organization, but as a player. And Kyle Lowry obviously didn't really do that. I mean, he led them obviously to the finals, but he wasn't really much of an impact on scoring. So we gonna see, man. That was a very interesting trade, but I feel like the Heat actually won that one. Um, and we'll see exactly what happens. But the next one that just recently happened was Steven Adams being traded for Victor Oladipo from the Memphis Grizzlies to
Right.
the Rockets. Talk to me about that, Tsunami. Is that a moving on up trade or what?
And that's the only one I'm not sure about Star because I was actually pushing to try to get Steven Adams because I already know how much of a good center he was. So
Facts.
I was trying to figure out what was going on when he got traded, Star. I'm
So,
kind of confused on that one.
and I mean, Victor Oladipo, who was a former Heat player last season, I mean, the injuries obviously derailed him from not getting to that peak, to actually get there. But I mean, you're going to now play for the Houston Rockets, who is still a young team, and we gonna see exactly what they're made of now to know that you got Steven Adams playing with, the young players like Van Fleet, Jalen Green, you name it. So, here at Up Top Podcast, we really want to know like what you think about these NBA trades. Did you guys think that any of these trades made an impact for your favorite team? Or do you feel like now that the deadline is approaching soon, do you think that your team needs to make a trade? We've been hearing rumors about D'Angelo Russell and him actually getting traded from the Lakers. We've been hearing other rumors about any other role players that are trying to fit into the right team, like PJ Tucker as well. I heard a news report about that. So here at Up Top Podcast, we're gonna tell you exactly up top news. So be on the lookout for that. But man, these NBA trades are gonna be very interesting these next 2 days.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, so definitely look forward to that. So in other NBA news, we're just trying to speed up the process of what's been going on in the NBA. Is the Bucks actually did a thing? They didn't trade anybody, but they moved on up and got a coach that actually was just the coach for the 76ers last year, Tsunami. I wonder who that could be.
Right.
Hmm. I heard that he actually won a championship with the Boston Celtics as a coach.
True, true.
And I heard that, of course, he has been around a couple teams as a coach. Hmm.
Okay.
There's only
Yeah,
one
I think I got an
guy
idea.
that I heard that Bugs Bunny always said when he always ate his
All
carrot.
right.
What's up, Doc?
Mm. Good one, Star. Good one.
Yep, and it's only we all know who that person is, or who don't know who he is. It's Doc Rivers. He is
Yes,
now the
sir.
head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. So the Bucks
Mm-hmm.
actually moved on up by firing their coach that they had prior. Was I think his name was Adrian Griffin, who was actually
Right.
leading the Bucks to a good record. And because
Confusing.
of maybe team chemistry or you name it, they said, no, we got to get rid of you. We're going to get a more experienced veteran. And they hired
Right.
Dark Rivers literally in less than probably 48 hours. Now, I mean, the Bucks, they actually acquired Damian Lillard, and they actually have an all-star by the name of Giannis Antetokounmpo as well. I mean, they've been playing obviously good basketball, and I wonder what really was the reason why they decided to say, let's get rid of Adrian Griffin for Doc Rivers, who has never really won a championship after the Boston Celtics. He's always brought his teams to the playoffs, but there's always been something off, and he's never gotten over back to that hump of winning another one. So, what do you think about that move, Tsunami? Do you think the Bucks actually got better now with Doc Rivers as their head coach?
I mean, like you said, this was also another puzzling one, Star, because like you said, we understand that Doc Rivers, won a championship, so he has that championship mindset and that championship IQ to lead the team to, the final steps. But like you said, what about, this man that you had here? He was already with leading them to a positive record. What could have made him do such a slip up that it called for an immediate dismissal?
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because last time I checked, I thought a winning record is what you want in the NBA.
Yep.
Understanding that whether you're +5 or whether you're +7 games, being in the positive is the whole outcome.
Yeah. Agree. 100% agree with you. I think Doc Rivers, again, he's a great coach. He's actually really developed a lot of players to get better, and being more aware of the game of basketball, like especially us being as fans, as us being here at Up Top Podcast, reporting these events and going on. It's just more of, can the Bucks really win the title now? Now that we already talked about the in-game season tournament, they didn't actually get there, but their main focus is getting a title, which is the NBA Finals. Now, can Doc
Right.
Rivers bring the Bucks to the NBA Finals and win it all? Is the question. And we would definitely want to actually get y'all people's feedback and opinion, especially here at Up Top Podcast. We love to hear y'all's comments, feedback. Do you guys think that the Bucks really can win with Doc Rivers, or do you think that another team, say the Denver Nuggets or even the Timberwolves, who have a great record, the Oklahoma City Thunder, like right now the NBA has really have been moving on up with these teams that actually have gotten better. And we want to hear your thoughts and opinions. We really want to know, what do you guys think? So, I mean, yeah, the NBA season is really moving on up, Tsunami.
Yes, sir. Moving
Oh
on
yeah,
up.
awesome, awesome, man. So yeah, I definitely wanted to make sure that you guys know, here at Up Top Podcast, we always want to go ahead and always give you guys the thoughts, positive energy, the motivation that you guys need. And here at Up Top Podcast, we always give you guys some words of wisdom. And man, Tsunami, it's already season 4, boy. If that's not enough motivation by itself.
Yes, sir.
Man. So,
Four, we still going at it.
oh yeah. So, being that, we, of course, we always talking about, what's going on in the sports world, and, give you guys our latest feedback and opinions. we always want to give you guys our quotes. And I do have a motivational quote here by the late Jesse Owens, who also was a famous track and field star. And he actually really broke a lot of records, especially being an African American athlete. So I have a great quote from Jesse Owens, and he says, "We all have dreams, but in order to make dreams come into reality, it takes an awful lot of determination, dedication, discipline, and effort." And those are great words to live by: determination, dedication, discipline, and effort. So, definitely good words of wisdom, good words of motivation to always remember those dreams that you have, and it will come true.
Yes, sir. Agrees.
All right. You got your own motivational quote, Tsunami? All right.
I got mine over here, like you said, by one of the famous that man that decided that he wanted to break one of the molds that they had, make the first black man in the White House, Mr. Barack Obama. And it says, "The future reward those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on."
All right. I love that. We all got to keep
hmm
pressing on no matter where we go, no matter what we do in life. We just got to keep
Yes,
pressing
sir.
on. So, great quote,
Like you said.
Tsunami. So, we just want to make sure, we end episode one of season four, moving on up top podcast here, with giving our shout outs. And first shout out, I want to go ahead and say shout out to the legendary Bob Marley. It's his birthday today. So, big up all the Marleys, all the fans that listen to his music. We here at Up Top Podcast, one love. So definitely shout out to Bob. Shout out to, of course, family and friends and loved ones that also take the time to appreciate all the feedback and support that they've given us here at Up Top Podcast. So shout out to y'all. And then, of course, shout out to all, of course, our audience, our fans that has sticking out to us from day one, from season one, and now we've begun season four. So those are my shout outs as well.
Yeah, man. I second those shout outs, my man. Shout out to everybody who gotta keep doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we in February, Black History Month. Shout out to all of the black people who are getting up every day, pushing. You see what I'm saying? Gotta do what they gotta do, trying to strive and trying to make a living. Shout out to them.
Yes, sir. All right, good shout out, Tsunami. And of course, like I said, we always want to make sure here at Up Top Podcast, you guys follow us on all our social media platform pages. We actually have now a Facebook page. Bing, bing, bing. So appreciate you guys to actually go ahead and follow us also on Facebook. We are on Facebook at Up Top Podcast. So go ahead and search us. You'll find us there. You'll be able to get more feedback and links. And we'd love to hear your feedback and comments. But also, we're on IG at Up Top Podcast. We're also on YouTube. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much all streaming platforms. And there's only way up. We're moving on up. So be on the lookout for more and more content. Um, this is obviously a great way to start. But, as you guys can see us here, we have some fresh apparel that we want to go ahead and also introduce here on season four. So these are the Up Top Podcast jumpsuits. As you can see, this is the white version, and my guy Tsunami, he has the black version. So I'm just gonna take a quick peek. We also have the pants on deck. And this is definitely a great way for everybody to see how up top we are. Up top we're set. So
Yes, sir.
you already know this is just something that we wanted to go ahead and launch and share with our audience and fans and everyone that has been supporting us here at Up Top. So we really appreciate it. Stay tuned for the website that's coming soon, and we look forward to having you guys rock our apparel. So respect to that. All right.
Yes, sir.
Great, man. So we thank you so much for taking the time to watch and listen to us here at Up Top Podcast, Season 4, Episode 1. We thank you again for all the support. We look forward to giving you guys more content and feedback. And stay tuned. We got so much more to come. We got more guest
Yes, sir.
experiment coming. So season 4 is just underway.
Just getting
All right.
started, but we moving on up.
Yes, sir. Good one, Tsunami. So it's your boy Stemo.
And it's your boy Tsunami Tommy.
All right. And Up Top Podcast, episode 1, season 4. Moving on up. We are done.